Welcome back to Ask Allison. Here's today's question. Hello, I'm curious how many more people you schedule in a day than you actually want to see. In other words, to account for cancellations, how much padding do you give yourself? First, I'd like to thank Therapy Notes for sponsoring us today. So this is a great question. The most accurate number for this would be found in like a 6-month study of how many of your sessions are canceled or no-showed. But in the last 6 months, we've been in COVID, which weirded everything up. And you may not have been in practice for the last 6 months. So another factor here is your cancellation policy. I've had maybe one no-show and only a handful of late cancellations over the last few years, like total. I have a 48-hour cancellation policy, and I offer to reschedule them for the same week if there's space. Otherwise, they pay the full fee of the session if it's within those 48 hours. If you have a no cancellation policy, where our clients pay you weekly regardless of if they see you or not, then it may be a moot point if the padding part of your question is about like maintaining your income week to week. But if your padding was about making sure you had spots available, I'd set your ideal schedule, and that's something we can help you with, and fill it up. And if only one person has to reschedule and you can't fit them in, then barring any sort of crisis, they can just wait until next week. I do recurring appointments, so the client agrees to a time, and then they get to keep their Tuesday at 2 spot every week, or whatever day and time it is. It makes it a lot easier to know when and where there's space. A final factor is in how many clients you're seeing per week. You're more likely to have more reschedules or cancellations if you're seeing more people, obviously. So to actually answer your question, if you're seeing like 25 people a week, I'd account for 1 or 2 reschedules or cancellations a week and tweak it from there. If you're seeing more like 15, I'd account for maybe 1. If you need help with practice setup and you want to talk through some of these intricacies, the Inner Circle opened its doors today for only 3 days. It closes Wednesday at midnight, and we're not going to open it back up for the rest of the year. So if you're interested in 6 months of one-on-ones, from marketing to branding to copy, plus group calls and courses, then head over to abundanceparty.com/inner circle. We'll have the link here to make it easy, and I'll link to it below. Yeah, that's what I got for you. I think really it's about tweaking, and you're not going to be able to know exactly, because it's also going to differ on your population. If you're working with people actively using substances, or people who don't have access to transportation, then your rates may be higher than if you're working with somebody working hard in recovery, or people who have a ride or a bus system they can count on. So I hope that helps. I'll talk to you later.